get started. Does anyone want to get out?
Hello, everybody. This is the revamped version of the Friday Night Frenzy. I got two very special people here. Let's get them in. First off, we have...
Sorry.
Don't be.
What up? You like
I love how you
that
put my
intro?
logo at the end of it too, but it was kind of funny. That was the most insincere kiss I've ever seen. She's like looking out like, did I leave the stove on?
I mean, you have to justify your hatred somehow.
I'm getting back at you, dude, tonight. Oh, it's happening, dude.
Oh,
You may hate me.
What have you done?
You may hate me.
I'm sorry, you just gave me the perfect first. Oh,
You
wait,
may
let's get our
hate
other
me.
guest in here.
Yeah,
Let's
you
get
may
our
hate me
other.
after this. Go ahead.
All right, so our other guest in here, we have...
Nice.
What up, brother?
Hey guys, good to be here. How are we
You
doing?
like your
That's a
intro?
great intro.
Well, I stole that inadvertently when I got on Twitter a few years ago,
Really?
and then it bugs me that when you search for me, you sometimes get that too. But yeah, hell of a game.
I mean, it's literally like one of the it's one of the most important video games. It's like for like scrolling shooters and whatnot. So,
Mhm.
how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing excellently.
Yep, likewise.
So let's kind of start off. What you all been playing?
Well, they finally updated Avengers, which gives me all the movie suits. So I basically just went through. I have like the Thor Love and Thunder suit for Thor. That was about the only thing of value. No, that was the only thing of value from that movie. I have the Black Widow black movie suit for Black Widow, which actually puts her hair in a braid too. So that's a nice detail. I have the Winter Soldier, but basically all the movie suits I have. I've been doing that. I got back into Skyrim, so that's gonna be where I am for the next year. The game guide is. I have the game guide. It's like this thick.
Are you using any mods?
No, I have it on Xbox. Remember?
You can still do mods. There's Creation Club.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in modding. But so that I actually started watching a great animated show on Amazon Prime. It's called Legend of Vox Machina. It's the animated series for the Critical Role people. It's really good.
Liar!
I'm not lying. It's really good. What are you talking?
Liar!
I'm sorry. I'm just testing out these new clips.
Yeah, of course. You may have to send me those for when we do the other show. But
I made one for you. I don't know if you saw it in the group chat.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Thank you. But
no, that's for you, especially when I get a little foul on stream.
Oh yeah, of course I'm going to use that. And
Zevious. Sorry. Were you done?
Yeah,
here?
I'm done. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, what you been playing, Zevious, or what you been watching?
First off, I quit Skyrim about like 4 years ago because it was just it ate up an entire summer for me. Just that music, I just get into that world and all the stuff I wanted to be doing outside or whatever. It's like wasn't happening.
I bet every time you booted up the game, you were like,
"Oh shit, here we go again."
Well done, sir. That was great.
Good. No, it just was. I would just do stupid shit, like side quest things, like go. I remember one time, I started following around a couple of Khajiit to see how long I could follow them for, and like 3 hours later, they were still walking in some direction. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I got the music, I got the cool graphics. So, the new Dead Space, and been there, done that. So it's not really firing me up either.
Well,
I don't know.
It's like
I've just been busy.
It's like I've experienced this before. That's the purpose of a remake.
Yeah, that's good point. But I don't know. Did you guys get through the Dead Space series?
I've played through all of them except for one.
Yep.
That's it.
Hello.
3 is my favorite. I know that's a controversial opinion, but I really enjoy 3 a lot. 2 is actually really cool. All these games are terrifying, but I think 2 is the most terrifying, honestly.
Wizard Brain, this one is for you.
Hello there.
Of course, you got
No,
that.
I don't know if I'm just getting too old or experienced for Dead Space, but put in the new one, and it starts up, some cool stuff happens, and then suddenly the lights go down, and you're surrounded by like 5 creatures, roughly. You got no weapons, so you just have to run past them, and of course it's going to get you. Like I play on hard mode generally for games. And
Got to get that flex in.
But just it's like, okay, so I tried to run past these guys once, didn't work. Narrow hallway, did it again, didn't work. Did it again, and after like 10 minutes, I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? And that I get a save point, and then I get a whole basically the same thing again. And I get the idea. That's the idea of a horror game.
Yeah.
But same creatures, same stuff, same lighting effects, same everything. It just didn't. I don't know. I lasted about 2 nights, and it's like, yeah, I think I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
There's only so much that a remake can really like draw you in, because it's like, yeah, I played this before.
Yeah, it's like when you have the Metroid Prime remake. Yeah. The graphics look freaking amazing, and I have it. Thank you, by the way. Thank you, Caster, for hooking me up with that. I just want to give him a shout out. And it looks great, but they haven't even touched the gameplay. Now, to be fair, the gameplay is still phenomenal. The biggest difference is now it has twin stick support. Now it kind of feels a little bit different, feels a little more modern. And it's just, honestly, that game has not aged a day. It's like fine wine. It's like the finest of wines, honestly.
Yeah. But no, for me, just like the first Dead Space going back, 13, 14 years was
I'm too old now.
Was truly, truly terrifying. Like, holy shit. Like, I can't believe what's going on here.
It's the scariest one of the trilogy. I mean, I started playing it recently, and I'm like, oh, this is I cannot play this at night.
Yeah. But I don't feel that anymore. I just feel like, oh, okay, here's another slug to get through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never been one for horror games myself. I really never really like the jump scares kind of thing. So
yeah. And for horror games, nothing will ever touch Alien Isolation. For me is going to always be,
dude,
the ultimate.
Yes.
Like, I was at San Diego Comic-Con when they debuted that, and they had a demo where they lock you in a giant egg in the dark by yourself and shut the door.
Oh no.
And that was just terrifying.
Like they might have like some like ambient like humming kind of piping in, maybe some like steam or whatever. Then you play that game.
Oh, it was amazing.
That game is the scariest game I have ever played. Oh, it gosh.
It is crazy how much they just nailed it. How much they just nailed nailed it.
Literally, it feels like they just took you and put you in the Alien. That first movie. Literally, they just dropped you in that movie, and then that's it. That's the game.
Yep. And I can go one further than a lot of people, because back in 2014, 2015, when that came out, we still had the Kinect on the Xbox, right?
Oh.
So you had the option to leave the Kinect. Basically, you could toggle it, but you could play Alien Isolation with the microphone on. So when you lost track of what you were, you're chilling on a Friday night, and if you're hiding in a locker and you clear your throat, you're like, oh fuck, I'm dead, because it hears you. And,
Or
You
like
can also play that game in VR, by the way, which is a screw.
holy shit! That sounds. I
If
I
you
don't
want to
think
see
I
a
have enough.
funny video, the Node guys, what they did is they had someone in VR playing that game, but they also screwed with him when something happened. That they did it like 5D, where like if he was attacked, it would spray him with a hot can of air.
mm-hmm.
With the
I don't think.
they would take a blow dryer and put it on heat mode and just blast you when you use the flamethrower.
I don't think I have enough changes of fresh underwear to deal with that.
I'll go through an entire pack if I do that, dude. Like, oh my gosh, no.
Like I remember playing like Isolation with, again, always with the microphone on,
Of course.
and then again, that's the one that's over, it's across the room, like it's built into the Kinect thing. And I'd be like, okay, I have to be quiet here, so I got to move my hands slowly, and then I'd be doing something, and then the cat would walk in, start meowing. And there's a cat going meow in the background. I'm like, okay, you've got me killed here.
You just killed your master.
Or something even more immersive, like let's say you're in a locker and an alien just kind of comes by and you're like, Yee! And it's like, oh crap, I'm dead.
What I'm gonna do, Nick, if you're ever streaming that and you have the microphone on, I'm gonna call you randomly so the alien gets you.
That is funny.
I'm like, you just got pranked. What? Super Wonderful Life.
Note to self: if I ever stream that game, turn the ringer off.
Turn your phone off, dude, because I will come for you.
Crap! I forgot I put it on vibrate. That still makes noise.
And then the ringtone is just my laughing.
Yeah.
Or no, it's me going, he's over here. He's over here. Oh, he's finding a
that's
clip.
good stuff.
There you go. He's finding a clip. Oh no. What are you gonna find now?
Fuck off, God.
I missed that.
Fuck off, God.
So just so you know, Zevious, that is my clip. It's literally labeled on StreamYard as "fuck off, Jared." So
That's funny.
I feel so loved, dude.
yes, Parrot Head, we are a bunch of dorks.
Yes,
in
thank
fact,
you.
Of course!
So as for myself, I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man Remastered on my PC. I just beat the main campaign. Oh, even though I'd seen clips of it on YouTube, the Aunt May scene, that is so on point. The whole great power, great responsibility, like that is a quintessential Spider-Man moment. Like either use all the serum to cure Aunt May, or let Aunt May die and cure everyone. That is like the most quintessential. Like they got Spider-Man. I'm sorry, these writers they got it.
Whoever was in charge of that game understood the homework assignment.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I'm playing through the Black Cat DLC, and it's
research.
so obvious she's playing him. It is so obvious.
For research purposes, I spent a lot of time in the Black Cat DLC for research purposes again.
Of course.
Of course, research, yes. For educational purposes.
He's calling you out. He's calling you out. Oh, geez.
Nice Parrot Head. I appreciate that. Thank you. So we got else, Nick. What's up?
So I watched Reacher finally. That is such a good series.
Reacher, yes. Oh.
And I just gotta say, Roscoe is how you do a strong woman. I'm sorry, but like that is how you do a strong woman. She's compelling. She's like strong for her own right. But like it's like oh my god, I want to marry that woman.
Nerd. That's what you need to play that Simpsons clip, by the way.
I think I actually have it on here. Let me see here. Do I have it? But you know what? Reacher, there's kind of a deleted scene where they're talking about like why he uses so much firearms and whatnot. He just says this.
Weapons are part of my religion.
Hell yeah!
I'm sorry, I had to put that in there.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And then Parrot said they added things in the first story arc that weren't in the book. Really? That's interesting.
Really? What did they add? I'm curious. I haven't read the book. So a bit of a change of plans. So I'm just going to go out and say it. I seem to be having some issues with Indiegogo. I'm just gonna like screen share this and just show you the back end. Because like today was supposed to be the day where I published the pre-launch thing, and sadly it's just not gonna happen. So publish is grayed out. I have no idea why. I've talked to some friends and they don't know why themselves. So if any of you guys know, feel free to like ask me and like let me know. Just gonna give you, it's pretty basic for right now because I'm still working on some stuff, but I'm gonna showcase. I'm basically gonna put the lid off of everything today. So I'm gonna show you guys because like basically behind the scenes like crazy, just as kind of like a make up for it. Hopefully I can get it up either this weekend, Monday at the latest. That's kind of the hoping. But I'm just being open with you guys right now. So there's that. I mean, it is what it is. It sucks, but I'd rather be open and honest with you guys.
It's cool, man.
But
I
do have so Xevious is here, so I can show this off. He just sent this to me. Check this out. This is the I haven't added the Phoenix Press logo and all the other doodads, but that's the new logo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I hope you dig it. It's
I dig it actually. I really like it. It's admittedly a little bit different than what I would have done, but I trust your taste, and I think it's going to be great.
The overall vibe of the book.
Oh,
yeah.
For sure. It's got that kind of like that synthwave kind of aesthetic to it. I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
And it stands out perfectly. I like how you kind of like put in with the car there and whatnot, so it looks perfectly in line with that. Yeah, it's gonna look great. So this logo is gonna be put on the rest of my stuff. You see, and then all right, let's kind of show off a little bit more of this book, shall we?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I got pencils for pages 1, 2, and 3. I should be getting more today, but Brian can be sometimes. He's variant. So this is pencils for page 1. This is the first time I am showcasing the pencils for like complete the full page 1. All right, so this is kind of more in progress, and then
Not bad.
This is a little more detailed.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so I like his. He's using a lot of high angle shots, which I think is great. It's very cinematic.
Oh yeah, I love it. And then here's page 2.
Mm-hmm. Looking, of course.
Oh, trust me, you haven't even seen the joke that I do. You got mail. Let's get the pun. Let's see.
Oh, I got it.
And then so thumbnail wise, the entire book has been thumbnailed. So here's literally the thumbnails for pages 1 through 4. It's gonna be so good. And then just kind of to show you some of the stuff you may have seen in Work in Progress Wednesday. But yeah, I'm just showing you guys everything right now. Just showing what we got, you know.
Looks good. I like it.
And then, and then here's the last page showing off some characters and whatnot. So yeah, it's gonna be so good. And this one is going to be grayscaled. Oh yes, sneak peeks. Since I'm not able to launch the pre-launch page, I figured I'd give you guys like a whole big like sneak peek kind of thing. Just give you guys a little bit of a kind of thing. Let's see here. So basically, some new characters we got are Ashley. She is the number 3 at the brothel, and the pencils were done by Brian, and the colors were done by Ardent Black. Who, by the way, I don't think I've ever said this. I don't think I've ever said this publicly. Ardent Black is going to be the new color for Screecher come this fall.
Nice. So I like his colors. I like his color work.
Yeah. So this is kind of what you can kind of expect for Screecher coming out soon. And then also, this is kind of the new style for Tournament 100 Samurai. Like, I'm doing more of a grayscale, and then the red is going to be for the special edition. So, okay, this is better. This is more of what the regular pages are going to look like. And then for the collector's edition, we're doing black, white, and red, which is like this.
Nice.
You know,
That's cool.
Yeah, because like the thing is,
Unique.
I wanted to do something, give a little more value to like the $100 special edition instead of just doing limited and then hollow foil, which that's still going to happen. I wanted to do like give you more value for your money, so that's why I'm doing this kind of black, white, and red. So it's a lot more of an incentive.
Yeah, exactly. You're at least making the special edition different than the regular edition, as opposed to like just having like a different word on the cover.
Yeah. So it definitely kind of helps. And then this is the main villain, and again, this is the blood and kind of steel variant, kind of giving you a more kind of a peek about like trust me, this is going to be a huge upgrade. And then I think those are my color. No, that's their color, I think. You want references? So here is the reference pictures that I got for Gladden. So Gladden, who's the villain of issue 3,
Nice.
I really based his design off of Bill the Butcher from Gangs in New York. And then I was trying to go for like a kind of a Victorian look. Like originally, I wanted to do kind of like a mishmash kind of style, but as soon as I saw Bill the Butcher, I went in that one. Face-wise, he is definitely based off of this guy from Avatar.
You're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora.
Yeah.
And then these ones, this is the big reveal right here. So I'm going to be kind of mum about these people, but because you guys are here and awesome, I'm going to show this to you. At the end of issue 3, I'm going to unveil the hench people for the Ensnar Corporation. These people work directly under Mr. Ensnar, and more of the grayscale. So we got Jamie right here. Kind of keep an eye on the name. You'll see once I show the other person. And then here is Jamie kind of colorized and whatnot. I was trying to go for like a medieval kind of jerkin kind of thing, and then here is Jesse. So we got
Nice.
Jamie and Jesse.
Nice.
You guys get it?
Yeah, I do. At one point, are they going to be blasting off again?
Possibly. And then here's the colorized version. So him in particular, I kind of based him off of Tsung from Final Fantasy VII. The guy with like the long braid and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why he's got like that thing in his forehead and whatnot. And then this was kind of the inspiration for their vest kind of portion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? That's
Looks
pretty.
good.
So yeah,
Looks good, man.
Let's see here. Yeah. So let's kind of just move on to the next portion. So E3 with the cancellation of E3, it's like that one. It seemed kind of inevitable. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
That was a surprise.
Yeah, big surprise.
Yes and no, in my opinion, because E3 was really even struggling for relevancy even before the pandemic, in my opinion, at least. It's hard to justify when everyone just does their own streaming. Like Nintendo really kind of started the trend with their directs, and now everyone just kind of just does their own thing. And like I said, it's hard to justify it, and I don't know. It just kind of sucks because I always loved it because it's like E3 always kind of seemed like the gaming Super Bowl, at least it's where we all kind of came together. We're all excited. It was like a really crazy week where it's like you got the intros, who won E3. It was just a really exciting time to be a gamer, really.
Well, it's so disappointing because I mean, being from, initially Edmonton, a bunch of who my friends are. E3 was a huge deal. And yeah, calling it the Super Bowl of gaming is exactly right. It was a mad spectacle, and it's just been dwindling for so long, and it's dwindling the same way that San Diego Comic-Con's dwindling. Like, I don't see that lasting more than a couple more years.
Well,
It's
the
just
problem
kind
with San Diego Comic-Con is they got so big they became like a major media event. They grew way past the whole Comic-Con thing, and it's just like, oh, this is where all the geeky movies come and do their thing. And
Yeah, it's no
now-
longer Comic Con.
No, I mean, Comic-Con essentially became, at its peak, the Walking Dead con. That's where all the attention was, literally. And that was
Yeah.
the same. That was the same year or two that they got rid of Star Wars. They got rid of Marvel, and now you got nothing but cosplayers. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
there's
They can only
no
hold so much.
there's no incentive to go there anymore.
Yeah, unless you're trying to go to like Hall H and kind of see that stuff and be part of that kind of scene, with that part's kind of dwindling. Because like, and there's also the factor of like there's so many cons, especially in the California area, going
Yeah.
on at any one time. Like I'd say Kamikaze is basically taken over a lot of what it used to be.
You could say it's a con job in California. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm taking when I'm on Nick's channel.
Fuck off, honest.
Yeah, when I'm on your channel, dude, I have to take over the puns.
Yeah, someone's got to be the adult here.
Yeah, also me.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're both the
Hey,
punter and
look.
the adult.
And I can say there's no way I'm going to go to to SDCC this year. I just have no. I mean, unless they announce something insanely cool, I just don't have the incentive to spend the time and the money to do it.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's a huge monetary commitment with, and I get the whole community thing, but it's kind of funny is that DC did their whole fandom thing for 2 years in a row, and that worked great.
Like I'd say if I want like the big Comic Con type experience, like I can go to Dragon Con, New York City Comic Con, Mega Con,
Florida SuperCon.
yeah, like Emerald City Comic Con, like C2E2. I mean, honestly, C2E2 is probably gonna be my first like big con because I'm 4 hours from Chicago. So
Star Wars Celebration. You don't really need SDCC. The only thing that really makes it that different is that it's an SD. That's it.
well, the thing is,
Pretty much.
San Diego tries to portray themselves as the Comic Con to the point where like they were trying to like launch like lawsuits against all of their smaller Comic Cons. Some of them they can't because you have like for example Motor City Comic Con. They've been using Motor City like that's my local big Comic Con in up here in Detroit. Technically, it's not in Detroit. It's actually like 40 minutes from Detroit, but whatever. They've been using that name since like 1975. So like, San Diego doesn't really have much of a leg to stand on because like, if they've been using that name for like nearly 50 years and they've never done anything about it, legally there's not much they can do. But these smaller ones, like I think like the Salt Lake City Comic Con or something, like that's why you see a lot of the smaller cons going away from the Comic Con name. But like the bigger ones, like Motor City, they still have because they have like the legal precedent.
That makes sense. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, like for example, there's a smaller event that I go to, was called Monroe Comic Con, but like a few years back they changed it to Monroe Pop Fest for probably that very reason.
Speaking of which, how long do you think Pops are gonna stay around for a long time? Because it looks like Funko's in trouble.
I don't know.
They are.
I talked to this comic shop owner who's really big into Funkos. He kind of explained some stuff to me, and basically the way he like the whole like the $30 million. I guess that was more of a licensing thing rather than a financial thing. And he said like people were kind of overblowing it. I kind of want to believe him because the media does tend to like latch onto stuff and overblow things, but I don't know. I'm not in the scene. I only really can go with all people tell me.
Yeah. I just thought that was a shame because they could have given them away, but they took, I assume, a significant tax write-off from that.
Well, if it was a licensing issue, because apparently, I guess, they have to pay a licensing fee off of every unit sold. So, and I think that might even qualify if they even give them away. So, by destroying them, they save themselves a bunch of money. That's what he.
It's
that's
just
kinda
so
what he told me.
sad to see all that merchandise like this destroyed.
Yeah, just I can't imagine someone couldn't strike an agreement where they could give them away to sick kids in hospitals or something.
Something like that,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, Pops is not really the only outfits that's doing it, because we see Wizards is doing the same thing.
hmm
You know,
Yeah.
like they're getting rid of all their cardboard crack.
hmm That makes sense.
Yeah. And doesn't it kind of feel like we're kind of really on the cusp of all this kind of crap kind of collapsing in on us? Like we see this kind of trend starting to really happen more and more often.
Yeah, I 100% think a lot. It's because it's like you can ultimately bring it down to a lot of bad business decisions, and it's like, okay, so this stuff should, with how popular this stuff is, with like the MCU stuff, the DC stuff, there's no reason beyond pure incompetence why this should be happening.
Speaking of which,
Oh,
I'm
pure
sorry,
incompetence.
Jared, you gave me the
That's
perfect
a
segue there.
perfect. As soon as I said incompetence, I'm like, Nick is going to transition to Star Wars right about now.
So, okay. So basically at Star Wars Celebration, they announced a new Star Wars, and then this was the reaction.
Please clap.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
They did have some pretty cool stuff to announce. Like, I thought the Ahsoka trailer looked pretty dope. I like the fact
have
that Dave
reservations.
Filoni. I like how Dave Filoni is actually making a Star Wars movie instead of just the shows. Now it's gonna pull together everything he's done.
So what's this movie he's working on? Is it the one with Rey?
No. He's not doing the Rey movie. He's doing his own thing that's basically going to take place in his like Star Wars area, like Mandalorian, Book of Boba. It's going to tie all those shows and projects together. It's going to tie everything he's done together.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like
Another
first
Rey
off-
movie.
First off, I'm going to tell you that movie will never see the light of day. I'm promising you that right
The
now.
Rey movie?
Yeah, that is not happening. Like that. Like trust me. That like they that is not going to see theaters.
Really? Why?
Because Lucasfilm is so incompetent. They can barely get a movie off the ground. No one cares about the sequel trilogy. No one outside of activists even give half a toot about Rey.
And shills. Let's face it.
Yes, those kind of people. Most people do not even care about Rey. And another thing, it's been so long since Rise of Skywalker. Most of the people forgot Rey even exists. Like they haven't.
You need that clip from Guardians of the Galaxy. Who?
I actually do, yeah. And that's the other thing. It's like to have these characters be really steeped in pop culture. You need to kind of promote them. Like really, honestly, ever since Rise of Skywalker, it's been all Mandalorian. More people know about Mando than they do Rey. Like Rey is kind of like
hammering Mandalorian stuff. What they should, the Star Wars movie should have been Star Wars: The Mandalorian Wars. So just put Mando in every title.
Like I don't think they really did enough to put Rey into the public consciousness. Like I think Kylo Ren. I think Kylo Ren actually has because Kylo Ren has let's be honest, Kylo Ren actually kind of has a cool design.
Oh, he does, 100%. I think the reason why, they have tried to put Rey in other media, like a few books, maybe some comics, and a few of their straight-to-DVD, like, movies and, like, series, but that's all that she's good for, this character, because, let me put it this way, ultimately it was their attempt to make their own Luke Skywalker, and guess what? It failed, because when we have real Luke Skywalker over there, no one cares about the discount
you know
Luke
what's even
Skywalker.
worse? You had a good blueprint for Luke Skywalker. Finn actually had an interesting story. Like
yes.
that was your potential. Like the whole stormtrooper becoming a Jedi. Like that is interesting.
And we've never seen that before. That's the thing. Besides a basic rehash of Episode 4.
Like you could have had Finn be your Luke Skywalker, and it would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like seriously. Like.
See, I don't know, Nick. I think they might go ahead with it. I have no inside info on that, but she's
Well,
generic.
I'm just saying, like, I guarantee you right now they're full steam ahead, but we'll see what happens in a few years, especially once Indiana Jones bombs. Depending on how far in production that movie is, it might get shit canned.
Plus, remember, Disney is currently hacking everything to the bone. So just because they announce something does not mean it's going to go all the way there. The thing I think is safe, I think it's the Filoni project. I think that's safe. Anything with Dave Filoni is safe, I think.
Yeah, Acolyte, like, did they even talk about Acolyte at Star Wars Celebration?
I know they announced a few more actors have signed on to it.
But what's funny is the fact that they're not really heavily promoting it says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been a holdout. I've had lots of conversations on Twitter with, you name it, all the big Star Wars pundits, and it just, I stuck with Mandalorian up until last week, but I'm done now because Lizzo, basically.
Yeah, that episode was agreed. The sad part is that there were 2 episodes which were pretty good after 3. 4 and 5 were pretty good. 5 was amazing. And then you get this one, it's like straight deflation.
I will say the
battle droids were kind of cool though, hearing that voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
By the way, there's breaking news. Let me just you guys talk. I need to put something on my computer, but then I have some breaking news to show you guys.
But yeah, I'm like, as soon because here's what they're doing, Xevious. What really makes it annoying is that so they have them. They are basically taking the Mandalorian plot and turning it into a subplot in a show called The Mandalorian.
Yeah, and they're putting Bo-Katan in charge. So now we've been bait and switched again. Which I'm getting tired of happening all the time.
Guys, we'll return to our regularly scheduled programming here shortly, but I just got this from my artist.
Okay.
Inks, page 1 inks.
Nice.
Take a look at this motherfucker.
Nice. I like the shadows. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, I think it could definitely use a little more of the grayscale kind of stuff, but I think he's going to add that in later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just take a look at this because the thing is, this is where issue 2. This is where we finish. We're not even done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is like issue 2. We got really oh my god, just look at this. This is like straight out of the 80s right here.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So yeah, I just wanted to show that kind of real quick.
Nice.
It's good, Nick.
But it looks fantastic. But yeah, it's the issue with. Okay, I could be fine with it being both Din and Bo-Katan because it's called The Mandalorian. I get that. But it's the fact that they also pile in all these useless side plots that ultimately don't advance the we're retaking Mandalore plot. We only have 2 episodes left, so I'm wondering what other obvious celebrity cameo to maintain relevancy are they going to try and shoehorn?
But how is Jack Black and Lizzo popping? Christopher Lloyd? Okay, funny thing is Christopher Lloyd is actually the more. Oh my god, they got Christopher Lloyd in here. That's the only that is a cameo that maybe people cared about. I have no problem with Christopher Lloyd being in there because for one, he's a good actor and he actually acted really well. He's the kind of cameo where he blended in and it's Christopher Lloyd, but he works within the context of the show. I have no problem with Christopher Lloyd being in there. It's just the other 2.
I mean, I like Jack Black just fine, but him in Star Wars was absolutely ridiculous. And then that whole set piece with that throwing that ball bug thing through the stuff, and they made Grogu Lizzo's sidekick, pretty much for that scene.
It's you. Well, Grogu, and I'm starting to agree with Nick, hasn't done anything of real significance beyond.
The only thing he has done, plot relevance wise, in this entire season is go to Bo-Katan's castle and grab him. That is like maybe you can argue the dart scene, but that's two things. One thing you can't argue, and two, which is like kind of maybe plot relevancy wise, but those are the only two things he had done all season. Otherwise, he had just stood in the corner, look cute, and tell wine moms to buy more merchandise.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's good. I love that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
But I think it's the end. I don't know. Like I said, Nick, I think they're gonna go ahead with Ray because she's recognizable.
Recognizable, but well, here's the thing: O.J. Simpson is recognizable. That doesn't mean he's like.
Well, here's the thing: Ray is very iconic at an Ollie's.
Yeah.
What?
Ray, all the sequel trilogy crap toys are always at discount at Ollie's.
No shit.
Yeah, so that's about the only amount of relevance Ray will have in Star Wars. Ultimately, they could keep.
Oh my.
They can keep trying to push her. It's not going to work.
Oh, it won't work.
I have to do this. Stop trying to make Ray a thing. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm making that meme. I am making that meme, and I'm publishing it tonight.
Push it. That is fantastic.
All right, actually, I'm gonna so apparently, shifting kind of gears for a second. There's apparently Warner Brothers has announced they're doing a new Hogwarts show on HBO Max, and J.K. Rowling is heavily involved.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh boy!" Cue the Twitter response.
So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
There's so many ways to wreck that. I don't know. I'm skeptical as heck.
Well, my thing is, okay, with J.K. Rowling involved, there's at least going to be a certain bar of quality. But you also got to remember, she made the Cursed Child, and she made Hermione Black in that one. So it's not so like we really like I think one of the things we tend to forget is because all the left hate J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling is still a leftist herself. Like remember, she made Hermione Black on the Cursed Child, and she tried to she made all these different little retcons kind of thing. And also remember, she made Dumbledore gay, which honestly I'm not really don't really care about that much because Dumbledore never really expressed any sexuality in the book, so him being gay is whatever.
Did she? Because guess what? An author saying something doesn't mean anything as long as it's not in the book. Guess what? It didn't happen.
I will because my counter argument is in the Fantastic Beasts films, which he actually wrote the screenplay for, so that is her direct hand. Dumbledore is gay in that one. In fact, he had a relationship with Grindelwald. That is actually a core component of that story.
But didn't that happen after she came out and said Dumbledore is gay and all that stuff? So I'm just saying she probably did that so she could make that argument saying Dumbledore is gay. In other words, at the time when she made that statement, really it meant not a single thing. Even if she's the founder of the series, it doesn't make a difference because it's not in the book. Now it is, but it's it doesn't. These people, honestly, even the writer can't just go. I can't haphazardly go into my series and say this character likes this character, even though I didn't have any indicator of it in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they go back and just say, hey, 3PO was gay, 45 years later, okay, I guess, it doesn't. It has no effect on the actual source material.
Yeah, and there's and not once is it shown at all. So it's okay, so it's not, because if it's not in the book, it's not canon. It's like when Greg Rucka was trying to say, I've always considered Wonder Woman to be bisexual, and the headlines was Wonder Woman's bisexual, and I'm like, is she though? Because you haven't done anything. You've never done anything with that in the comics.
No, it's ridiculous, and oh god, getting into sexuality with these characters who don't actually express their sexuality in the stories themselves, it's is meaningless.
We don't want to know who our main character fucks.
Exactly. I don't care.
Oh, talking about not caring, I did a thing.
You just made that nice. No
Oh,
wonder you were
notice I
quiet.
put the Skywalker in quotation marks.
Wait, Skywalker. Oh, I love how someone's put, guess what? Somehow Palpatine returned again because she's a Palpatine.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I saw it and I had to go for it.
I'm sharing that, by the way. I'm sharing
Please
that.
do. Please do.
That must be spread out throughout everything.
Begun the meme wars has.
Begin the Ray Wars have. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of Star Wars, I mean, I'm very like cautiously apathetic at this point because there's stuff I like. I like the Rebels crew. I like some parts of Mando this season. I like Clone Wars. I like all that stuff. But the other stuff is really keeping me from being a little optimistic about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the Ahsoka series? For myself, I thought the problem is like these you get like these characters. They look like cosplayers. They look more like cosplayers than characters. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes you get cosplayers that look better than the movies. But these people just look like cosplayers. Like the costumes. Like, oh, it's Sabine. It doesn't look like Sabine. It looks like a person who is dressed as Sabine. Oh, you got Syndulla. Oh, it's just a person that's like. I realize part of it is animation to the live action,
That's
but like
true.
Ahsoka, they did wonderfully. Ahsoka looks great.
Mhm.
Maybe it's partially like the actors, but like Ahsoka, they just nailed her look.
Mhm.
But like people like with Sabine, or even like Hera, it just looks like cosplayers. I don't know.
Well, hey, I hate to be that guy, but
Yeah.
we've been waiting, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years now for a straight white male Star Wars character.
Nice.
We just don't get them. And that's fine. I don't need to see myself on screen. But it's weird. It's very, very intentional because most of your Star Wars fans are, I'm not going to say white, by the way, but just dudes. Like, just guys.
And the thing is, most dudes, like, they have no problem putting themselves in the shoes of a woman or another race or whatever, you know. Like for example, the Tomb Raider 2013 reboot. I find a lot of inspirational. I find that game to be very I love it. And
My favorite Green Lantern is Jon Stewart.
Yeah, you know, it's like I'm perfectly capable of putting because like I'm a functional human being with I'm not a psychopath. I have the capacities for empathy. I can put myself in Laura's shoes and like her tale of survivorship and overcoming challenges and whatnot. I talk about Finn so much because Finn is awesome.
If you can't, I'm sorry. If the only thing keeping you from empathizing about a character is the person's race, you are racist. That is extremely racist.
Yeah, it's almost like you're the creators of D&D and you eliminate half races because half races are the intermingling of races is racist.
Nick, are you telling me they're trying to create the pure race now? What? We already
Did you hear about that, Xevious? Like how? Like I'm sorry. What kind of fucking moron thought? Oh, let's get rid of half breeds and let's say half breeds are racist. Yeah, we're it's like
I'm like, wait a second here.
That is straight up eugenics. That is straight up Nazism. You're promoting
exactly. That's my point. I'm like, seriously, you tell me you want only pure races in your thing. I'm pretty sure someone in World War II tried that, and it was horrible.
Yes, and I did hear about that, and I'm just shaking my head about it. It was again,
They backtrack so hard. They backtrack so hard.
And here's my problem, Nick. And here's what you see. A lot of these people that want, diversity, inclusion, representation stuff. Here's the thing. I'm all for diversity and representation. That's fine. If it's done well, totally fine. And a lot of it is done well, honestly. Paulo, Midnighter, Jon Stewart. But a lot nowadays is just straight up veiled racism.
Pandering.
It's pandering, which is a very severe form of racism. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
I don't. The one thing I've noticed, and someone is free to call me out on this. It seems like a lot of shows, whenever there's a black guy in it, he's always effeminate and gay.
Oh yes.
You see it a lot in modern media where you can't have a strong black male, not even lead, but just a side character. The side character, the black male side characters are always like skinny, weak, effeminate. They're always like the gay best friend. That seems kind of racist.
Batwing in Batwoman. Contrast that to John Henry Irons in Superman and Lois. The dude's jacked. He's whacking people with hammers. The dude is masculine.
Say what you will about Finn, but at least he was more of an active participant. Like, I get like. I'm sorry.
Again,
they did my boy dirty. They did my boy dirty. I'm sorry.
Yes, they did. And you see, Disney's all of a sudden for diversity and inclusion. Didn't you minimize him in a poster because you wanted to be able to show it in China?
Much China, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, guys, you anyone who thinks Disney cares about diversity is lying to themselves.
Oh, here's a test. Next Pride Month, go on to any major corporation and look at their international Twitters. You'll see for, Bethesda Europe, it's rainbow. Bethesda Japan, rainbow. Bethesda US, rainbow. Bethesda Middle East, nothing. Bethesda Russia, nothing.
Also,
it's like,
wait a second.
Like it only matters to, like if they, they only care about it. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. What you see is here's a fantastic thing to look at to see if these people really care. Go to their profile for Pride Month is going to be the rainbow one. Watch as soon as it's a day away from a day out of Pride Month. In other words, as soon as we leave Pride Month, the regular logos come instantly back. So I'm saying you all of a sudden don't care about that anymore. Apparently,
that's any corporation.
I'm saying anyone, but I'm just saying if you think these corporations really care, I'm sorry, you're just delusional.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're just doing what they think leads to the most profit, which unfortunately they have a very bad idea of what leads to the most profit. I'm just telling you, but it's like they do not care. Anyone that thinks, Disney Star Wars cares, they're representing me. No, they're not. They do not care.
No. And I've been watching it. It's been heating up with, I'm a hockey fan.
There you go.
And it's been heating up with hockey teams lately too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We got Pride. I think we got a trans team. I think it was the
and you're even getting situations where you have these individual hockey players who are like, no, I don't want to wear that logo. I mean, you guys can do it. I don't care. Like bench me for the game, whatever. And then they get all this flack for it. I mean, come on.
I'm like, you are aware that he's not calling for violence against you. He's not calling for genocide against you. Sorry. All he's saying is that I personally can't wear that logo because it's against my religion. You guys claim to be about religious freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that first guy. That was was that Chicago? That was about
I think so, yeah.
2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was a Russian Orthodox. Yeah, he's Russian Orthodox. And he's like, yep, it's against my religion. And then he took all that flack for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I wonder what would happen if like a Middle Easterner, a player did that. Would they all of a sudden be like against his religion now because of what happened?
Probably, though. I'm sure there'd be some mental gymnastics because when it comes to Islam, they're like they tend to try to tippy toe around some of the more questionable aspects of it.
And by the way, Nick, I don't know if you saw this. I have some breaking news too.
All right,
if you don't mind, I'm gonna read you this is a legit article, by the way, on Variety. I'm gonna read you the title. All right, this is about Warner Brothers Discovery. Lawmakers want the Justice Department to investigate Warner Brothers Discovery, claiming that the merged company has harmed workers and reduced consumer choice. Lawmakers cited in a letter the cancellation of projects such as Batgirl and removing content from HBO Max.
Oh my god, this is. Oh my god, can you make it any more obvious that this is gets a sandbagging? Like, come on.
But what's interesting is like, what can they do? Can they actually revoke their authorization for a merger?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't. I am not really well versed in this kind of stuff, so I don't really feel comfortable.
What happens to
commenting,
James Gunn's DCU if let's say they do say you're no longer Warner Bros. Discovery? What happens to James Gunn's DCU?
Does that mean that Warner Brothers goes back to AT&T?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, and AT&T's like, we don't want you.
I think this is just. I was about to say something that I think that would have been a little bit too political, so I'm not going to go there.
Well, you could say it was like political grandstanding, but it's interesting how they brought up like Batgirl specifically and stuff.
Yeah, is this an effect? Like, okay, read to me exactly what's happening.
Lawmakers want the Justice Department to investigate Warner Brothers Discovery, claiming that the merged company has harmed workers and reduced consumer choice.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You said lawmakers want.
It's not like they're going to.
So,
it's lawmakers want.
Yeah, so let me tell you exactly what happened and like the spin that people are putting on it. So you basically have some lawmakers that are pissy and they say something. There's no official action. Lawmakers haven't even said, like they're not launching an investigation. There's nothing official. It's just some this is the same thing when you have those articles that say so and so wants to be in Star Wars. Like those, like this is basically the political equivalent of that.
Yeah,
like this is not this is not news.
I want to be in Star Wars too. Are you going to make an article?
Headline: Jared Lucy of Comics League wants to be in Star Wars.
Headline: Wonder Bat sucks. I had
Fuck off, Bud.
That'd be my headline.
Yeah, Comics League sucks. That would be the headline. So Xevious, what you been working on?
Yeah.
A secret comic book, which I hope to announce next week or two.
Awesome.
Compendium of short stories. I'm 12 pages in.
Nice.
And then I got a new Hollywood screenplay about a week ago. That again, like all these things I get lately, I can't discuss that at all. With I've told you about my director friend from the guy who's currently working on. He's got a few things. He's doing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which is kind of cool. I haven't seen it yet, and he's just that LA friend of mine. But yeah, he sent me a script, and I've got to get into storyboarding on that. So that's a heck of a job. And then he's also and he just directed like the last 5 or 6 episodes of Mutants.
Nice.
So it's all very interesting, and it's frustrating to me that I can't show anything on Twitter, which is no fun because I like to put art up on Twitter. But I'm involved in varying degrees on all these things, so it is what it is.
That sounds fantastic.
That's about it. I've got wrapped up Nick's stuff here this week. I've got a gaming company. I've got a logo to get done for them over the weekend, hopefully. And and then I'm doing logo work for another book, which I can actually, I'm not just can, but will show on Twitter, maybe tomorrow. So it's busy, but it's mostly under the radar. That's about good for now for me. So I'm happy and busy.
Yeah.
Yep. Not exciting answer, but that's my deal.
Awesome. It looks cool. But so Nick, what else are we talking about this week?
So we got CLD coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But so let's see what we were talking about there. Yeah. But I mean, there's a few cool things that got released, like the Blue Beetle trailer, the Spider-Verse trailer, which looks honestly pretty good. So
Yeah.
except for that last part of the Blue Beetle trailer where they call Batman a fascist. Besides that, I was like, no, that sucks. And well, yeah, go ahead.
It's time.
Mm-hmm.
No, I figured it out. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. It's live.
Sweet.
Woo-hoo.
Drop that link in the chat.
Yes. Basically, I'm an idiot, and I didn't fill out some of the descriptions for the photos. So, yep, I am an idiot.
Oh yeah. Thanks for telling us the obvious information.
So it is now live, and let me just screen share this with you. All right.
It's
live. So this is a pre-launch page. It's a bit basic. We'll be filling stuff in as we go. I just received the first ink page. Right now, the plan is we're going to focus on finishing pages 1, 2, and 10, and then kind of use that as a basis for the marketing. That should be done here in the next few weeks. So trailer will be done before launch, and then so expect to see this kind of mixed in. So that logo is going to be switched out, whatnot. So yeah, there's going to be some stuff done. So it is now live. So we did it.
Sweet.
So yeah,
Good for you.
I'm gonna put that new logo. It's gonna be going right here. I'm gonna switch it out.
Nice.
Okay, and I'll get you that singular file if you want to use it asymmetrically on the left side. That's cool. Go for it.
Well, it's just because that's really the only place I have, because like the formatting of these pictures. This is really the only place I have space for it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yep,
cool. Yeah, and we can work that out, afterwards and whatnot. So yeah, make sure to sign up to be notified. And anything else you guys want to say or talk about?
Yeah, I'll give an update on my thing. So currently, I'm about a quarter of the way, I think, or so done with Chapter 2 script, and we're currently working on character design. So Xevious, as soon as we have the character designs like established, I'll reach out to you and maybe we can do something for the book, like a variant cover or something like that.
See, you got work, Xevious.
Hey, there you go.
Oh,
And
I love doing covers, and by all means, man. Yes,
you're gonna dig this one. But
I like Xevious. Like, oh shit, I got work here. I got to.
But Chapter 2 currently is one of the most personally meaningful to me writing it, because I'm not going to spoil what happens, but there's a moment in there that is reflective of my experience with superheroes growing up.
Okay. Sign me the duck up.
I put that in there because it's a very personal chapter in there.
I mean, yeah, that's what we writers do. We take our personal experiences, we take our pain, and then we profit from them.
Yeah. Chapter 1 is basically the establishment. Here, I'm setting the table. Chapter 2 is the main course, and Chapter 3 is like the ramp up chapter and teasing for book 2. So again, there's gonna be 3 books.
Okay, I get you.
3 books, and
That's
I'm
cool.
thinking maybe. Okay, so and then the in between each book, I'm gonna have like a side project campaign, which would be like the one for. I think in between 1 and 2 is going to be like a anthology book, which is the origins for all of my different characters written by all my different comic book writing friends. So that way I can get like a community involvement in there. I'm thinking for 2, it would be fun to do an art project. Like I get a bunch of my comic book artist friends like you, Xevious, like Dawson, and we just get a book of like variant covers for each of the characters.
Yep.
That'd be really cool. So Nick, why are you smiling? I see Nick's up to something. But anyway, that's an update on Athena. So it's going really well. It's just taking a while because Dawson and I are both really busy with other stuff.
Yeah, that's
good.
fair enough.
And what universe is your story based in?
What do you mean?
What kind of world? What kind of what culture? What, just generally speaking.
All right, so it takes place. So aliens exist. My main character is an alien that basically comes to Earth. So it takes place book 1 primarily takes place on Earth. Book 2 and half of 3 take place on my protagonist's home planet, because the idea is that book 3 is going to be like the big endgame style battle that basically wraps up the whole story.
Avengers.
Yeah, kind of like that. And it takes place in a world already established where Earth at this point has like established superheroes. It's not like heroes are just rising up at this point. It's not like DC at the beginning of the New 52. Essentially, it's like DC now, where we know these characters exist. They have their own headquarters. They do public relations. They're like the boys, except not a-holes.
Haha.
Except genuinely heroes, in other words.
Hashtag shots fired.
Yeah, exactly. I love the boys too, so that's just me. And each of them represents a certain mainstream superhero. So as the story goes on, I want to see how many people can guess what superheroes these characters are based on. One is going to be very obvious.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, man, look forward. I'd love to work with you on it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I love doing. A lot of the covers I've done in the last year and a half are, they're semi pinup. They tell a story. Again, I hope you guys
like this cover.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I just did a tweet announcing the pre-launch page, including a link. So if you miss the link, you can just go on Twitter and grab it right now.
Actually, Nick, if you want to show this real quick, I have a character design. This is for one of the main characters of the story right here. His name is Atlas.
Does he shrug?
Well, it's supposed to be because I'll give you this one. He's my version of Superman in terms of like character and powers. That's essentially what he is. And we went with sort of like a Greek god theme. That's why he's white and gold in terms of the armor and like the sash there.
Yeah, looks good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go. But yeah, so that is coming. It will be arriving soon.
Nice.
So Atlas is coming.
Atlas will be shrugging a lot in this book.
Please put in your comic one time where it just shrugs.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
Just don't call attention to it. Just have your character shrug, and people are like, Atlas just shrugged.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so gonna do that. But so Nick, what else are we talking about tonight?
All right. Any topics you guys got on the docket? Because I'm I pretty much got all my stuff out of the way. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Xevious, any topics?
We could talk about Bud Light, but that's maybe not in the zone.
Yeah, that's honestly that's culture war, but it's not really nerdy enough it's kind of a little bit too much of a hot button topic to talk about. Especially like if I were to talk about it, I might bring in one of my trans friends, kind of give their perspective on it. I just don't really feel like it's kind of worth talking about.
No, I just mentioned it because it's very hot on Twitter today, and I would say that I find it it's amusing more than anything because it's funny. Or it's
honestly,
a little bit of funny.
Honestly, at this point, with all this culture BS, I just don't care. Half of the stuff I don't even engage with, and I know that they just want you to like talk about and put attention on it. So it's like, I don't drink Bud Light to begin with. I'm not even a beer drinker. Like, I never bought a can of Bud Light. I'm never going to. So why do I even care?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's okay. That's just off the top of my head. That's what I saw on Twitter a lot today.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw some. Yeah. Like I saw Melanie Mack kind of talking about it, where she thinks the person's kind of in an industry plant. Maybe, I don't know. The person did kind of sprout up out of nowhere, and it does it might maybe. I don't like to indulge in those kind of conspiracy theories, but it looks like maybe plausible. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows,
Put on your tin hat, Nick.
right?
I don't have any hats in the vicinity, so I'll just put on a hat of air.
Yeah, there you go. Put on your air hat.
Yes. Oh, so I recently finished the story for Spider-Man. We were talking about that. Yeah, so I guess so Xevious, where can people find you?
You can find me as always as Xevious on Twitter, making art and being generally positive and kind of fun. And likewise, I mirror my stuff as often as I can on Instagram. So say hi. I interact well, and yeah.
And if you're looking for a cover, this is the guy to go to.
This is the guy. I've seen his stuff, in fact.
Thank you. Yeah, I love doing covers. I do sequentials. They are they're awesome, but I like the one and done nature of a cover. I think I grew up on like 60s, 70s pulp novels, so I can usually read something and go, okay, I got this, and crank it out pretty quick. So, by all means.
And make sure to tune in tomorrow for movie night, because we're watching a certain movie.
This is just what they want. You're playing their game. Then now play dirty.
I've been waiting all stream to put that one out there.
I know you have. Yes, I need to get that.
I can send it to you.
We will be talking about Spawn,
which I actually think is a bit of an underrated movie. I think it's
it's been forever. I need to check that out again too.
Well, Jared, I think I'm going to speak for you. If you want to join us on movie night,
just absolutely
watch the movie, and then you can talk about it. You're welcome
tomorrow
to.
at 7, if you're interested.
Okay, that sounds fun. What time?
7 p.m. Eastern.
EST.
Okay, I just might take you up on that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so just make sure to watch the movie Spawn. That's your only homework.
Yeah, that's your only homework. That's good. It's on Tubi for free.
Got it.
Yep, and then I'm going to see the Mario Brothers movie tomorrow. Oh, I guess he just kind of dipped out. So thank you, Xevious, for coming along. We'll wrap it up here shortly. And so yeah, I'll be going to see the Mario Brothers movie tomorrow, and then on Sunday I'll be doing a live stream with some really cool people, and we'll be talking about it. Unfortunately, Jared has to be a responsible adult, so he will not be joining us. How dare you be responsible? How dare you be a mature, functioning adult? How dare you contribute to society? Why can't you be immature and irresponsible like the rest of us?
Oh, thanks for telling me I'm better than you, Nick. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
We can see you, Xevious. Why is the Christmas tree still up? Oh,
okay. All right, well.
So yeah. Jared, where can people find you?
You can find me at Comics League JT on Twitter, Comics League on YouTube, Comics League anything on Instagram, pretty much. You can just find me there. I talk about comic books. I try and piss off people with my Lois Lane takes, because those are awesome. And again, at Midnight EST, we're talking about any type of news things that are coming across in the comic book world.
Yeah.
But so how many you guys?
Xevious, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So we're just wrapping up here. Thank you everyone for joining. And remember, I can only show you the door. You are the one that's to walk through it, and Wonderbat is always canon. Goodbye.